Bam, bam.
Hey, who's that lumberjack we had playing point guard?
That's Max Struss, bro. Get it right.
Big Struss.
Big Struss.
Hey, man. Woo. Hey, I don't know what Tyler was doing. He didn't want to play that much, huh?
What do you mean?
He got 3 fouls in a minute and a half. Stop.
Well, I feel like
we thought the third one was on him.
Well, the third one I thought was on him, and it ended up getting called on Mo Harkless, who had, in 14 minutes, 6 fouls.
Yeah.
But the Heat lost to the Pelicans yesterday, 114-92. It was fun to be back in the building, Leroy. It was very enjoyable. Still weird, like it's all like I'll tell you what's cool about it. That internet with nobody, that building with nobody there, fire internet. Oh my God, It's fast. Yeah, so the Zoom calls, I was like recording them. They were uploading immediately. It was fantastic. But weird being in a building that's meant for 20,000 people and nobody's there.
Yeah.
I hadn't been to a live game. I haven't been to any Dolphins games. I haven't been to a game that was, meant for people to be there, and there was nobody there. It was just me. It was the staff was there. I tell you, it was odd. So Riley, he normally has his seat amongst the crowd, right? Where he sits in his little spot a few rows up. Mickey sat in the same spot among the scores table, but he's the only one there. But then now 6 feet over is Riley. So it's like Riley's kind of watched the entire game just by himself, just kind of eyeball. And then it's always got to be nerve-wracking when he does this. Riley's got something, he sees something, goes down on the notebook, writes it down. I'm like, uh-oh, Max Struss. Zoe's sitting. So like the whole crew's there, but they're all 6 feet apart, and they're trying to pump in the crowd noise. It was weird though. The defense chant that they started the game off with. I don't know if you guys noticed this on TV. Kind of sounded like zombies. It was a little weird. They were trying to toy with that during halftime to try and get that right. They couldn't quite get the fake defense chant going.
I will say this: like basketball. Anytime you play any type of game, you usually play in front of fans. So I can understand how it could be a little awkward.
Yep.
Playing. But keep in mind, every year, I mean, we used to do it. The Dolphins do it. They have a scrimmage in an empty stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And so, although it's awkward, you do a lot of practicing without, game-like situations or scrimmages without fans.
Yeah, they warm up literally every game without fans there. I mean, they do their pregame warm. Sometimes they do all their walkthroughs in the arena bowl. They don't do it in the upper practice room.
Right.
So I think the only thing that people were wondering as far as that was concerned was for shooting purposes. Like they said, the depth perception would be a little bit different. Tyler Hero said that was going to take some getting used to on his part. He was 2 for 7 yesterday from downtown. Not saying that he can't go 5 for 7 the next game, just saying it was what it was. And then Duncan, he doesn't matter. He goes out, he shoots 50% from 3 no matter what.
Yeah. I know.
No matter what. Bam came out. Did you like Bam coming out of the jump, hitting a couple mid-rangers?
Yes.
And make you happy?
Yes. But he has that one spot though, on the right, the right top of the box there. Right? By the free throw line, by the foul line. That's his spot. I want to see him shoot a 3, though. I mean, his shot looks so good.
There were a couple times I was hoping he would shoot a 3, especially there was one where he was at the top of the key, and then he dribble handed off to Mo Harkless, and then Mo Harkless took the 3. I was like, why didn't you just take that shot?
Right. And exactly. Like, I don't know, but here's what. And I know I'm not going to say this because I have any idea of what's going on, but it does seem like he's doing some of the same stuff. And I want to see him expand his game. And I know it's just one preseason game or what have you, but it looks like he's doing the same stuff. You know what I mean? The only thing that he can do to expand his game is shoot.
Texter writes in, heard some good stuff that Struss is being groomed to replace Duncan or Hero. I tell you what, man, that Struss was not shy yesterday. If he was going to get a job or not get a job, he was going down swinging.
He was shooting threes?
Oh my God. He shot 11 threes yesterday. 11 threes in 24 minutes.
How many did he make?
3. He started. I mean, dude, Twitter was so mad at him yesterday. He had the worst first half known to man. He got it on a little run in the second half. He scored then he hit like 3 straight threes when the game was kind of still in the balance before it was scrub time. So people were like, "Oh, Struss, we're back." But that's always the funny thing is everybody's kind of in and out on a guy immediately.
Keep in mind, Dunks was not that good his first year.
He wasn't good his first year, but his summer league, his preseason, his G League, he lit it up.
Right, but I'm saying so. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. If he's shooting those, and the Heat are fine with it, that means they know something.
Oh yeah. Well, honestly, if I were Max Struss, I'm trying to get a job. I might as well try and go 8 for 11 from 3. Might as well try.
Well, and it sucks because, like, the situation that the Heat are in now, every time one of these guys plays well, I know what you're doing. Throwing them in.
No. No.
Yeah.
We got to see KZ Okpala get some action last night, which was cool. He came out, hit a corner 3. I tell you, yeah, he's got that wingspan. Locked up Zion Williamson rolling to the basket. He was about the only one on that play because Zion Williamson was putting up some old points yesterday.
But, like, is it amazing that he goes in to get a rebound and everybody looks like they're trying to get Mardi Gras beads and he just takes the ball from him?
Yep.
Like, he's like a madman to be so. He's only, what, 6'6"?
Yeah, he's not. It's so funny.
He's the second coming of Charles Barkley.
Yeah, he's like. There was some like I like to size guys up, like see how everybody is. Like Precious Achiuwa, right? Yeah. I was like, all right, let's see what Precious looks like. I didn't get the impression just watching Precious this first game. Now, it's his first game. I don't know what his motor is going to be like. I knew that he was like confused and lost all over the court because Myers is yelling. We go here, 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 here. They finally got him a couple rolls to the basket to get him comfortable on offense, but he's figuring out terminology, all that type of stuff. But I was expecting KZ Okpala to be like this kind of clone of Bam, and I didn't feel like he looked like that. I felt like, he looks a little bit smaller than Bam, maybe bigger wingspan, but he doesn't look like he's immediately adding some size to it. Now, I will say he had a couple dribble moves to the basket, very impressive. And I'll tell you another thing about Precious Achiuwa. I'm declaring this right now. This dude's the anti-Justice Winslow. Soft touch around the rim, Leroy. Soft touch.
Well, wait. In order to be the anti-Justice Winslow, all you have to do is be healthy?
Yeah, well, yes, and also not clank everything off the glass from 2 feet away.
No lobster claws.
No lobster claws from Precious Achiuwa. But you're right. Yeah, Zion Williamson.
Somebody said, hey, Tobin, did old man Zaslow look a lot older last time you saw him?
He looked the same.
Last time you saw him?
He looked the same. I've been hearing him on this radio talk about how much different he looks. He looks the same. Right. He looks the same. Still looks old. He looks like Zaslow.
Yeah.
He looks like Zaslow. It doesn't help.
I'm not doing that.
Doesn't help the fact that he's wearing his old man suit. So like he
need to go hang out with Jax for a minute, right? With Jax, get some.
Yeah, get tailored up.
Yeah.
By the way, all right. So yesterday, I put out my tweet to Eric Reed. And I said, Eric Reed, I told you guys, I said, hey, Eric, Precious with a press swish. All yours if you want it. I got turned down.
He said, I'll pass.
And then I said, fine. I'm moving on to Mike Inglis. Mike Inglis, give me a hard no. And then I saw Mike Inglis in the arena, and I was like, Mike, press swish, that's money. He goes, you really think that sounds good? Like, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but I think you could make it work. And then finally I offered it up to the Jax show.
Oh, my God.
And Jax didn't give me a no, gave me a hard maybe. But Jax is with more silly sauce, so I feel like we might be able to get it on the highlights afterwards.
Either way, I think it's in all three of them's heads, so they're thinking about it, and it's going to come during the
No, they're not. You know what they're thinking? Idiot. And walk off.
Tobin incepted the three of them.
I do think that's what a lot of people think when they see me. It's just idiot.
Right.
Idiot. But it was
Like
cool.
you like every time anybody sees you, they know you on this radio show, and they go, "Huh, covering the Heat, huh?"
Yep. Yep. I saw my guy Christos yesterday on Zoom. I
Yeah.
was happy about that. It's Christos.
If you have to start here, let me ask you. This is when I know the silly sauce is coming. Did you approach any of them and go, "Hear me out"?
No, I felt. I'll tell you, I felt kind of weird approaching anybody. I'm like, are we allowed to touch? Because it's very.
You're not hugging them.
No, but you know, like it was different from any event I had been to because they
Is
were
everybody
like
masked up?
everybody's masked up, of course, but there's zones. So like there's a yellow zone, there's a red zone. Yellow zone, like you have to go up certain elevators. You can only go in the section. You can only pee in one bathroom. It's like it's all very tarped off, you know?
Right.
And so I kind of felt weird, approaching people. I was like, I even said Tommy, I'm like, can we fist bump? And we did elbows.
Right.
So, you know, but it was it was very odd being in a building with nobody there. I'm sure that was super weird for the players too. Bam Adebayo diving all over the floor, stealing a basketball for a Duncan Robinson dunk. Seems unnecessary in the first preseason game, but that's why is your Max Guy, Leroy, oozing Heat culture even in a preseason game.
Right.
So yeah, it was fun. It was a fun first game, and you know,
Are you glad to have basketball back, or you needed more of a break?
No, I'm happy to have it back. I like it.
It felt like they were in the finals like 2 weeks ago. That's what it feels.
They were.
It did.
I think I think it was fun yesterday because I was looking forward to like some of the new stuff. So I was looking forward to KZ Okpala playing. I was looking forward to Precious Achua.
You know what sucks about you know young guys when they first play is when you talk about how Myers Leonard had to yell at him, tell him where to be. Like we're not gonna see how good he is because he's still worrying about what to do. And until he gets comfortable where he can just go out and play, it might look a little awkward in the beginning.
Yeah, he just that's why it's tough for me to judge too much from him because I could just see that he looked like he was like lost.
Dude, because think about this, and I have two examples where I've never felt more hopeless or helpless on a football field. One, when I played the first preseason game I ever played was the Hall of Fame game. We had the Hall of Fame game, and it was cool because it was Cleveland, so it was packed. The little high school, state. It wasn't like that it is now. It literally had bleachers. It was a high school stadium. And I was the young guy, so we had Kevin Mack and Eric Metcalf. They played the first series or whatever, and then you had the backup, the next guys up, the veterans. They played until the first half, and then I would play the third quarter, and then all the other guys would play the fourth quarter. That's what they tell you that you're preaching it or whatever because back then we had already been in camp for 2 weeks. So Kevin Mack gets hurt, then the next guy gets hurt, and I'm standing on the sideline just looking around. They go, "Hey, man, you're up." So I don't have my mouthpiece, nothing. Bernie calls a play and then checks to another play.
Does he go, hey, bro?
Nope, because a lot of times they don't realize who's behind them.
Oh, man.
Right. So thank goodness I picked up on it was a screen pass. But the whole time I was running, I was hoping that I was doing the right thing. The second time it happened when I first got to Minnesota. First week I got to Minnesota, I went from, hey, how you doing to, hey, what's your number? You're playing this week. And so Brad Johnson would check because they've been doing it all year. And I'll be like, psst, psst, Brad, which way? Right? Like, he didn't really, like, because again, the quarterback's not looking behind them. Like, you can see a wide receiver out of the corner of your eye and tell if the receiver's not lined up right. Or you can signal the receiver. But you have no idea who's the running back behind you. So the whole game, I'm like, Brad. And we'd watch film, and I'm just standing back there with my arms open like, I have no idea what kind of football they playing. I don't know. So,
Crazy.
yeah, I could imagine as a young player having to go through checks and reads or any kind of defensive schemes or whatever because, in college, you're just a guy. Go ball, right? And now you're part of a scheme, a team defensive concept, and you're like, whew.
Zion Williamson, 26 points, 11 rebounds. Big boy. Big fella.
He's the guy that he seems very aggressive, right? Very angry basketball player with a smile.
Just very charming, but also just very bully.
I'm telling you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Charles Barkley.
Yeah, you've been saying that, man. It looks he's, but he did. I will say, like, it didn't look like he was huffing and puffing too much last night. They played him 33 minutes, so that's good. They're not trying to baby him.
It amazes me that Crowder will call him fat and out of shape when in football.
I believe he called him a little fat kid.
Right, which is amazing because in football there's so many bad body athletes that could run all day. You know what I mean? Football is the sport where you would see more of that, you would appreciate it more.
Do we do that? Are we like biased down here because we know the Heat love people shredded? Like that's a thing?
Yes, but if most basketball players are on the thin side. I
saw people were fat shaming Luka. Luka Doncic was getting the fat shaming.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I don't think that I don't know. I don't mean to be biased here, but it seems like maybe the players from the Balkan area seems like they may enjoy their off season a little bit more than others. Like because they say the same thing about Jokic. Jokic plays his way into shape. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say this, and this is an honest assessment of the situation. If you are having weight problems, or people are questioning your weight, New Orleans is not the place to be living.
Good food.
Oh, what? Dude, you can't. You want to be laughed at if you go to New Orleans? Ask for a piece of grilled chicken.
Well, as far as yesterday's game is concerned, yeah, Bam, first of all, he comes out and he hits a couple mid-range jumpers, which is great to see. Here is Bam after the game. Bam was discussing, we're going to see more of that. We sure hope so. We saw more of it in the playoffs. We saw him start to add that to the arsenal. But, I still want to see him just be like, I wouldn't mind just seeing Bam like face up, get your ass aggressive, and just take some shots. Like there was one point where he even had a three at the top of the key, and he instead handed it off to Mo Harkless, who ended up taking a three. I'd rather have Bam shoot that. Like, let's see it. We're going to have Mo Harkless go out here, and Mo Harkless is going to take all these shots. Let Bam take the shots.
I've been saying that for a year.
Here's Bam Adebayo, and if we're going to see more of a mid-range touch from him this season.
A lot, just because I'm trying to space the floor, so it's not an indictment. Just trying to work on everything and just keep improving. So my middy's been improving, and I'm gonna keep shooting it.
That's what we call it, Leroy. Us ballers, our hoopers. We call it our midi. That's what we say on the playground.
Midi.
Leroy thinks that Max Struss is what I would look like as a basketball player.
If that.
He is 6'5", though. We always lose that in the perception game of basketball.
Right.
He's still way taller than me. He probably doesn't have T-Rex arms either.
No, because it's all about reach in basketball. That's all they talk about.
Let's see if we get a wingspan on old Max Struss here. 6'9" wingspan. Not too shabby for old Max Struss. It's bigger than
6'5".
6'5" with a 6'9" wing. Not too shabby. It's not like Tyler Hero, who's gotten a negative wingspan. Tyler Hero's 6'5" with a 6'3" wingspan. T-Rex arms.
Yep. And remember, that's what they were questioning.
Shooting wasn't on point yesterday for Tyler, but he did show some slick stuff under the rim. Like he had an up and under between Steven Adams and Josh Hart. That was pretty sick.
I don't want to use it.
Oh,
crafty around the rim.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know what you're doing there. Intangibles.
No. I'm not hinting at him being intangibles. He's very athletic around the rim. I mean, he manages to get his shot up all the time, and good shots.
Let's hear a little bit from Bam Adebayo. One of the big stories, of course, yesterday, the debut of Precious Chua. Now, didn't play until the second half, Leroy. It was a little bit curious. The
young guy.
Saving Precious. And
has nothing to do with anything other than young. That happens to a lot of young guys.
And like you've said many times with the NFL offseason and Tua Tagovailoa, this is even almost quicker because he has had 6 practices with the team, and he's getting 2 preseason games.
Right.
So I don't know how much we're going to see from Precious, but what we did start to see him settle in a little bit. He also has a very soft touch around the rim. I refer to him last night as the anti-justice.
He played well for the first game. I felt like he's got a lot of learning to do, but I like about Precious because he wants to soak in that knowledge. He wants to learn. He wants to be the best that he can be. And first game for him. I'm proud of him. Played well. And we're going to watch film tomorrow and see what he can correct and do better.
I like it.
Question.
Yep.
Weren't we saying that about Bam a week ago?
What?
And now Bam is saying that about another young guy? Isn't he older than Bam?
No, he's not. But he's only like 2 years younger.
Right.
He's a kid.
Like, Bam said that like he was 32.
Well,
He did.
He's the leader, Leroy. It's him and Jimmy.
He's not the leader.
Jimmy and Bam are the leaders.
Look, okay. But you didn't find. Look, I'm not questioning whether he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But did you go, Bam's handing out
kids
critiques?
Well, because Udonis is telling him, he's like, listen, you're the leader. I don't know what to tell you. It's you and Jimmy. When you become there is something of that. Like he's saying, dude, you're the max guy. You're the guy. You're the franchise. You have to be that.
I get all that. When Bam was saying that, are you like,
Play it again, Robbie. Play that Precious cut again. Let's see if he was a little bit too forward with it.
He played well for the first game. I felt like he's got a lot of learning to do, but I like about Precious because he wants to soak in that knowledge. He wants to learn. He wants to be the best that he can be. And first game for him. I'm proud of him. Played well, and we're gonna watch film tomorrow and see what he can correct and do better.
But it's always, if you see the videos from practice where you saw yesterday in the timeouts, it's always Udonis and Bam talking in Precious's ear. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong.
What I'm saying is this. Isn't he a little bit young?
He's the guy. Jimmy calls him the heart and soul. He's the team. He's the guy.
All fine. All fine. Again,
you're saying
not disputing anything. Next thing you know, they're going to be asking Tyler.
No, come on, bro.
But I'm just saying, like him and UD talking to the young guy. He is the young guy.
Yeah, but he's the young guy who's the face of the franchise.
I know he's not the face of the franchise. Jimmy's the face of the franchise. But I know what you're saying.
He's one of the two faces of the franchise. He's they're the two best players.
Right.
Now, I get you. Jimmy's a little more age appropriate because he's 31. So it's not. So you feel like that. You feel it's weird that Bam at 23 is taking a 21-year-old under his wing, as opposed to Jimmy at 30 taking on a 19-year-old under his wing.
And I'm not saying that he's not deserving or has no place to do it. I'm just saying, to hear him talk like that, and he's 23, I'm just like, all right.
Texter writes in, I know Tobin isn't making fun of Tyler's arms with his baby T-Rex arms. Jake's, listen, he's part of the club. Tyler's one of the shining lights of the T-Rex club.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with you? Like, I mean, is there not a worse insult you could give a basketball player to say he has T-Rex reach? Because that's all the rave right now.
People
like
love
you talk
wingspan.
about. He's 6'3", but he got a 6'9" wingspan.
Dude, when they had so much wingspan, they had KZ wingspan.
Here you go.
Precious wingspan.
Man, I think Leroy needs to go do Cleveland sports radio or something. Why is he always talking down on our teams? Really?
I don't know what he's referring to.
Right? Like, yeah, man.
Sensitive.
Right. Does Bam qualify as a vet yet? See, he has the same question. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say about that. Like, yes, he does. When you have played and gone through what Bam has gone through, and make an all-star team, and gone to a final, and done what you've done in the Eastern Conference Finals, yes.
And he takes losses hard.
Yes,
like he's like, like you think Jimmy puts on a good face for losses, right? Like smile, oh, we got this. When the team loses and you go talk to Bam Adebayo, that dude is pissed, which is not his nature because he's normally fun-loving Bam.
Right.
Oh, dunk on your head. He's adorable, loves to joke with the players. When they lose a game, dude, he is surly.
Right.
Surly. He does not like it. It's very Zoe-like of him. So, yeah, not surprising that he's taking that mantle. But they want him to be more vocal. Like UD's telling him, you got to be more vocal. You're the guy.
Somebody said, is Luka the leader of the Mavs? Of course he is. But again, isn't that a different situation? Because Luka came in leading the team and scoring, assists, rebound.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Dirk was there his rookie year. I'm sure Dirk was kind of the leader,
But Dirk wasn't no. When Dirk was coming off the bench at that point.
Do it.
Dirk was coming off the bench at that point. Mm-hmm. So
D Wade was coming off the bench his last couple of years with Miami. He was the leader.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I guess Dirk is the.
Yeah, no, it hurts me too. I hate his ass.
I mean, all right. I mean, sure, but I would say that.
Who's the grizzled vet of the Mavs? J. Rich?
No, you got to be there. You can't be new guy in.
Let me tell you all something, everybody, right now. Gather around. Hey, Josh Richardson has something to say, everybody. Make sure you stay in bounds at the end of games.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this, and you could ask anybody who's played sports. There's always that guy, right, that think he has a voice, and he doesn't, and it goes woefully wrong. Set your ass down.
It's like when Philly Cheese said it was his team.
Yes.
Or
like I see Philly Cheese standing up wherever he is, giving an opening statement, and they're like, player.
Or like Drip Skylark.